Okay, it's time to have a serious talk about skincare. Many of us are out there looking for those holy grail products, the serums that are going to reduce aging and smooth out fine lines and wrinkles, get rid of pigmentation spots, acne, scarring, give us a brighter complexion, and just make us look more youthful and luminous, right? Well, there's one product that we tend to overlook. And if you're not using it in your skincare arsenal, you might as well not even bother with the rest. And that is sunscreen. Hey guys, let's talk a little bit about sunscreen and skincare today. I really do think that this is something that a lot of us aren't using enough, and we'll get into that a little bit, but I'm gonna share with you a little bit about sun damage and also share with you a few of my favorite sunscreens. So let's take care of your skin and we'll get right into it. The American Academy of Dermatology says it's estimated that 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer in their lifetime, and anyone can get skin cancer regardless of age, gender, or race. So all of us should be using sunscreen. The Skin Cancer Foundation says that regular daily use of SPF 15 sunscreen can reduce your risk of developing squamous cell carcinoma by about 40% and lower your melanoma risk by about 50%. You guys, that's huge. These are obviously some very serious health side effects when we're talking about like sun damage, but sun damage really wreaks havoc on our skin as far as, the general overall appearance of our skin. You're going to get more fine lines and wrinkles, you're going to get more age spots, and any scarring and pigmentation that you have is just going to get that much worse. Now, like I said, we're always trying to find those perfect serums that are going to help reverse all of those signs, but if we're not preventing that damage, we're not doing ourselves any good. So I really just wanted to take a minute today to talk to you guys about some of my favorite sunscreens. I know that we start thinking about sunscreen a little bit more in the summertime, but really every day we should all be applying sunscreen. Even if you work in an office, if you have a commute and you're in the car for a while, you're getting exposed to sun rays. If you have a window in your office, you're getting exposed. There are so many times that we don't realize that we're getting exposed to those UVA and UVB rays. I think another big thing is when we do apply sunscreen, we're not applying enough. Now, the average person should be applying about a shot glass worth of sunscreen to their body. Now, when it comes to the face, I really like to say a good nickel to quarter size, depending. Some of that is like on the consistency and sometimes the type of sunscreen that you're wearing, but just use it. I'd rather see you using too little than not using it at all. So let's get started out by using a sunscreen every single day. I'm going to share with you a few of my favorites. The first sunscreen I'm going to share with you is the newest one to my collection, but I'm so stoked about it. This is the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. Now, the great thing about this is it literally is unseen on your skin. It's an SPF 40, and this has a very like silicone consistency. I'll put some on my hand here. See, you guys won't even be able to see that. So it really does blend into the skin and leaves a silky finish to it. So I think that just about anybody could use this. If you're extra oily, you might not enjoy this, but I do think that this also works really well as a makeup primer. So if you have a darker skin tone, you find that things just tend to have that white cast on your skin, or if you're someone that just wants something that's going to lay super well under makeup, this is going to be a great one for you. To give you a little bit of info on the Unseen Sunscreen, it says it's a colorless, scentless, oil-free formula for face that leaves behind a velvety, soft finish. It also acts as a makeup gripping primer that's perfect for all skin tones. So it even says that it works great for makeup. Supergoop also is an amazing company because they have great ingredients in their products. This has clean chemical sunscreen actives. It has a natural finish. It's water and sweat resistant, oil-free, and non-comedogenic. Now, the one thing that I love about this is it is reef safe. So, Jeremy and I, if we're going on vacation, we're probably going to be doing snorkeling, and I now am always looking for reef safe sunscreens. And that means that it doesn't have chemicals that are going to damage the coral reefs, which are already taking a horrible hit in this world. So this is a great one to try out. And I believe that this is the only chemical sunscreen that I'll be sharing with you guys today, because usually I do prefer to use a mineral sunscreen. Now, to talk to you a little bit about the difference of that, I won't get too into detail with it, but basically a chemical sunscreen is going to absorb those UVA and UVB rays, whereas a mineral or a physical sunscreen is just going to block those UVA and UVB rays from hitting your skin, if that makes sense. So some of it honestly just comes down to personal preference, but I do know that people with a more sensitive skin type tend to enjoy a mineral sunscreen just because the chemicals aren't going to irritate their skin. So it's just something to try out for yourself and see which one you enjoy. So now I have a few other favorites to share with you, and I've shared this one in the past, and this is the Ren Clean Screen Mineral SPF 30. So this one does have your basic white look to it. I will say with a mineral sunscreen, usually you do want to give it a little bit more time to sink into your skin just because you can get that like purpley cast to it. But I find that with this one, if I put it on about 10 minutes before I'm going out in the sun, I don't have any problems anyway. And really you do want to give your sunscreen a little bit of time on the skin before you head out anyway. And of course, if you're putting makeup on, that would be within that time frame anyway. So this is another great one. I do like this because it doesn't leave like a filmy feel to it. Now I know that this says it's mattifying, and I don't think it necessarily like makes your skin more matte, but I do think that it helps your skin from feeling more oily just from the sunscreen, and this is another great one. Now, if you're looking for something that has a little bit of a tint, I really like the Umber Tint Physical Daily Defense. This is just a little sample size. I've gotten like 2 or 3 of these from Sephora, and I really do enjoy it. It just has a bit of a skin tint to it, so you're going to get a little bit less of that white cast. Now this is another physical sunscreen or a mineral sunscreen, so it's going to do that blocking of the rays, but this is a nice one because you do get that little bit of color. And I think that this is nice when, let's say this is the only thing you're going to be putting on your face. I almost feel like it blurs imperfections just a little bit and it gives you that nice color. Now this is also an SPF 30. I think all of these are either 30 or 40, and that's really what I would recommend. You want at least to be using 25. So I would say being in that range is really going to help make you feel protected and save your skin in the long run. My last product that I want to mention is sort of something that is just going to be an extra like nod at protection throughout the day. If you're going to be out for a long day, you should always be reapplying sunscreen, but that can be really hard. I know that there are some powder sunscreens that I've seen, but I personally haven't used them. However, I have tried this Kula setting spray. Now it does say that it's a makeup setting spray, and it does have SPF 30, and it's water and sweat resistant. So I have used this over my makeup. The nice thing is a bottle like this, you can easily throw it in your beach bag and give this a little bit of a spritz to help refresh that sunscreen level that you have on. Now, this isn't the product that I would recommend to refresh your sunscreen if you're out like snorkeling all day or you're out on a big hike all day long, but this would be something that's great if you got up early in the morning, you've been hustling around, and now you're going to an outdoor lunch and you want something that's just going to help revive that sunscreen amount a little bit. This is a great option. I'd always at least rather do a little something than nothing, and this is a good one to try out. So I hope you've enjoyed this little skincare discussion, and hopefully it's encouraged you to get out that sunscreen. So if you have a favorite that I've missed, please don't hesitate to leave it in the comments. I'd love to check it out. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you'd like to see future content, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Like this video if you guys learned something or you're inspired to get out that sunscreen, and I'll see you really soon. A bit of a, oh, no. Oh man, guys. It's like $5 worth right there.